Welcome to the Calm Waves Brain Audit, brought to you by Cambridge Brain Sciences of Toronto, Canada. This audit, it's about 20 minutes long, and it represents about a third of all of the assessment tools that Cambridge Brain Sciences makes available to us and to you if you need it at some point. The first of the assessments is double trouble. Double trouble is a measure of concentration, ability, and focus, and can tell us a lot about things like ADHD or past concussions, frontal lobe performance, and even more. Double trouble stretches your brain's attentional abilities to the limit. 3 words will appear on the screen, 1 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Click on the word at the bottom of the screen that correctly describes the color of the word at the top of the screen. For example, if the word at the top of the screen is written in red, you should answer by clicking the word red, R-E-D, at the bottom of the screen. The next task is called feature match. It's another measure of concentration and attention, but this has a time limit, so it can put a little bit more of a demand on your brain. Paying attention to details, it measures your working memory, and there's a strategy part of feature match. 2 boxes will appear on the screen. Each one contains a complex array of abstract shapes. Are the 2 boxes identical or are they different? Click Match if they're completely identical or Mismatch if they are not. If you're correct, the next problem will be a little bit more difficult. And if you get it wrong, the next problem will be a little bit easier. But you want to solve as many problems as you can in 90 seconds. The next part of our brain audit is called token search. It is a measure of spatial short-term memory. It's helpful for measuring some of the brain's performances used in fast-paced sports. Working memory and other frontal lobe functions are measured in this classic task of strategy and complex working memory tasks. Token search will assess your ability to retain and manipulate information in your spatial working memory. To find all of the tokens, you're required to maintain and update an ongoing representation of previous searches and to develop an appropriate searching strategy. So some boxes will appear on the screen. A nice shiny token is hidden in one of the boxes, and your task is to search through the boxes by clicking on them until you find a token. Read all the instructions and learn how to play token search. The next task is called odd one out. Hey, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong. Determining which one of a series of shapes is different than the others is a commonly used test of reasoning abilities. In simple problems, like when there are 5 circles in a square, the answer is obvious. As more shapes are added, though, and other variables like color become relevant also, the odd one out can only be identified by considering several pieces of information at the same time. So, it's a great tool for us to assess deductive reasoning ability. Our rotations test is another measure of reasoning abilities. It's a timed task looking at visual spatial skills and quick decision-making abilities and even reaction time. Rotations measures your brain's ability to mentally rotate objects. So 2 boxes will appear on the screen. Each is filled with red and green squares. If you could rotate one of the panels, would it be identical to the other or would it be different? Click Match if they would be identical, or Mismatch if not. And finally, we come to digit span, which is a measure of verbal short-term memory skills. Digit span tests your ability to remember a sequence of numbers that appear on the screen, one at a time. When you hear a beep, click on the numbers you just saw in order. If you correctly recall all of the numbers, and the next sequence will be one number longer. And if you make a mistake, the next sequence will be one number shorter. After 3 mistakes, the test will end. In total, it will take you about 20 minutes to complete all of the tasks in the Calm Waves Brain Audit.